Well, hello folks, and welcome to another video here on my channel. As you can see, I'm off the bike today, which is a shame really because it's a nice lovely day. Blue skies, it's nearly 4 o'clock and it's still light. Spring is just around the corner. Anyway, in this video I'm going to be talking through some tips and some nice advice and suggestions for endurance riding. I've got 6 tips ready for you, so stick around. So from the off, these are in no particular order. We're going to start with number 1, which is clothing. So the 2 most important things about clothing are being able to keep warm and keep dry. It's that simple, no matter what trip you're on, whether it's a short one-day trip, multi-day, perhaps going away for a few days, things like that. You've just got to be able to keep warm and keep dry. So I'm not going to talk about brands and the things that you could be wearing, like cycle jerseys, gilets and things like that. Just make some sensible decisions. Always take something with you which is going to keep you dry should it rain, even if it seems like it's not going to rain at all. The weather forecast says sun or for the entire trip. All it takes is a rain shower and it's going to spoil your trip. So always make sure you wear something to keep you dry on that cycling trip away somewhere. Number 2, knowledge of your route. So before you head out the door and jump on your bike, you need to have a good understanding of where you're heading, the places along the way, the things that you want to see. You need to be able to know where some bike shops are and of course cafe stop, places to eat, forecourts, things like that. And if it's a multi-day trip, you need to have a good understanding of what your easy days will be versus what your hard days will be. By hard, could be anything from terrain, changeable weather, things like that. Where those difficult sections are of the ride, where it's going to be busy, are you going to be doing some busy A roads at some point in your trip? Hopefully not. Hopefully you've been able to plan out a well thought out route and will stay to those quiet country lanes and things like that. But even with the best intentions, road diversions and things like that, you could end up on a busy A road, so you want to try and avoid those as much as possible. And your trip might involve a fair degree of climbing up, whether it's hills and mountains, and you need to be able to understand and factor those into your trip as well. Again, which is going to be the easy days and which are going to be those hard days that you need to plan for. So my third tip today is all about being able to carry out repairs. So before you head off and jump on your bike, you need to have a basic understanding of those small little things that you need to sort out on your bike should things go wrong. Whether that's fixing a puncture, even if you're going riding tubeless, you're going to have problems on your ride. So you need to be able to get back. You need to sort those out before you can get back on your bike and ride again. Also, you need to make sure you take some chain lube with you, because no matter how you're riding, whether it's going to be raining or dry, your chain's going to go dry at some point. So make sure you take some lube with you, whether it's liquid based, oil based, or like a wax or something like that. Make sure you've got plenty of lube as well to take with you. Make sure you're carrying plenty of spares with you as well, whether it's a spare tyre, but definitely take some inner tubes, maybe some extra tyre lever as well, and should you snap one. A good multi-tool is essential on your trip away as well. All those different size hex keys. You never know when you might just need to tighten that obscure bolt at the back of your bike or adjust your seat post. Be sure to take some zip ties with you or some Velcro straps and things like that. I know when I've been away on long trips, I've often had to steady a bag on the bike or a buckle snapped or something like that. You need to deal with these things during your trip, so make sure you got some zip ties and things like that with you. Continue on the repair theme as well. Do you know how to change the chain? If you don't, just be aware of your surroundings and get yourself to a bike shop. Let the professionals take care of it if you don't know what you're doing. And finally as well, put this under the heading of repairs, and that's cleaning your bike, maintenance each and every day on your trip as well. Just give it a good clean or a quick inspection if you're at a campsite, perhaps before you go to sleep. Give it a good wash down and make sure it's ready for the day ahead. Okay, topic number 4. Tip number 4 is all to do with motivation. So you've got your route down, you know where you want to go. Did you factor in how many miles you need to be riding every day? If you didn't, and you've left the door, you're soon going to find out. It depends on your trip. You might be keeping it quite flexible and not booking ahead. Perhaps you're booking hotels on the fly and things like that. But you need to have you need to break your trip down into manageable chunks. And in order to keep you motivated, you need to have some rewards along the route as well. Perhaps you've reached the highest point of your ride in any given day or the entire trip. Perhaps you've reached that mountain somewhere, and don't forget to celebrate at the top. Take some photos, take some video, have a nice, celebrate with a drink or something like that. Now here's a tip. When I go bike tripping, I will book into a hotel or a campsite the night before, just so I've got an aim for the day ahead. I can use that as a way to motivate myself to ride that a little bit further. It's okay, of course, if you're going to be booking things on the fly as well, each to their own. So to wrap that section up on motivation, reward yourself as you're riding along. Don't forget to give yourself a pat on the back, give yourself a round of applause, whatever it is, take a photo, have a drink somewhere. Okay, tip number 5 is all to do with nutrition. So we're talking food and drink, or like everybody says, always remember to eat little and often. And when it comes to drink, it's not often easy to underestimate how much you need to drink during the day and after your ride's finished as well. Always remember to take plenty of liquids with you, have plenty of energy gels and cereal bars and things like that. And what I do when I go out riding, I don't just stick to one kind of item like a cereal bar. I'll mix it up with fruit like bananas and apples and orange. No, not oranges, I don't like orange. Can't be arsed peeling them and all that sort of thing. Things like nuts as well come in really useful, little things to snack on and munch as you go out your ride, because you need to keep those energy levels up. And at the same time, you're keeping it interesting by eating different things as well. What about your evening meal? For me, it's the most important meal of the day, so treat it as such. If you want to have a pizza, you're doing lots of miles day in, day out, reward yourself, have it, it doesn't matter. Normally it'll be seen as something quite unhealthy, but if you're riding upwards of 100 miles, 200 miles in any given day, you can be burning lots of calories off, so you can afford to have a nice treat like that. But just try not to overindulge with chocolates and treats and things like that. Unhealthy foods. But pizzas, all good. And the final word of advice is, don't know something, ask. So the various journeys that I've done throughout the 4 corners of the UK, I've often bumped into people from all walks of life, and generally speaking, people are kind-hearted. And we'll have time for you to offer you some advice and help and things like that. So I'll repeat that again, don't be afraid to ask for some help. That could be a simple thing, asking for directions to a bike shop, a pub, a restaurant, a petrol forecourt. Just ask, and people, well, generally speaking, if they don't know, they'll let you know, but it's quicker than going onto Google Maps, wasting time. Just ask really. And again, if you've got mechanical problems and it's pouring rain and you're feeling a little bit low, you don't know what you're doing, just, if somebody's riding past, or even a driver, if you're in the middle of nowhere, jump out, stop them riding and ask for some advice. And don't be afraid to ask. And if all else fails, get yourself on YouTube as well. There's plenty of tutorial videos on there which are going to help you out. So yeah, as long as you've got internet connection, get yourself on YouTube and perhaps learn a thing or two. There you go, that's my 6 top tips when it comes to endurance riding, long distance rides, cycle touring, that kind of thing. Hope you found something that will prove useful in there for you. And I'd even talk about camping. Well, I talked a little bit about camping, but not bike bags and luggage and all these options like saddle bags, bar bags. See, I get excited about all this sort of thing. But, sleeping bags, sleeping mats, all that kind of thing. Perhaps I'll keep that for another video. Also for the bike selection, tyre selection, your gearing that you might need, depends on your terrain, of course. That's probably for another video. So I hope you found this video useful. I hope I didn't miss anything. If I did, I'm sure you'll let me know in the comments below. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this one. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye bye.